Developing at 5, Seattle may be making some progress on the major issue of RV encampments around the city. An RV safe lot is now getting some people and their RVs off the streets, but will it be enough to clean up the hundreds of RV camps in Seattle? The RV lot is in Seattle's Inner Bay neighborhood along 15th Avenue, just south of the Ballard Bridge. KOMO's Jeremy Harris is live with this Project Seattle update. And Jeremy, this is about a year behind schedule, right?
Yeah, that's right, Eric, but it is now in operation, so we wanted to see if that RV safe lot is meeting the goal of bringing people out of homelessness and also starting to clean up some of the estimated 236 RV encampments on Seattle streets. This RV is now headed to the junkyard. It's the 7th RV to come in and now out of the Salmon Bay Village in Seattle. And you've got a lock on the door now.
Yeah, I know.
Isaiah was one of the first people to live at Salmon Bay when it opened in December.
I lived in an RV down on Leary Way.
He came from an encampment in the Ballard neighborhood, where RV camps have shuffled around for years, and so have the issues around them, like fires, drugs, and shootings.
If you want it bad enough, you can get off the streets, I realize.
Isaiah traded his RV for a tiny home at a camp with basic services like a kitchen, bathroom, showers, and rules.
I kind of like that because it's like accountability. People are actually holding you accountable and wanting you to push yourself to do better, you know?
This program gives someone a place to park their RV, gain trust with that system again, so that we can get them into permanent housing and then permanently dispose of the RV.
John Grant with the Low Income Housing Institute says all these spots will soon fill up with dozens of RVs off the street.
People have that trust that they can actually let go of their RV and then move into housing.
If this is successful, this could be a way of making actual progress on all the RV encampments around Seattle.
This can absolutely be a model.
So this is a lot more safe, you know, and comfortable for me to be able to have my stuff here.
Isaiah says the option of an RV lot put him on the road to exit homelessness.
It's getting me to actually want to do something with myself more than, you know, like, it's like a drive to like want to do better.
Now, the need really outpaces the ability to bring these people into the safe lot. But right now, I'm told from Lehigh that there are 35 RVs in the pipeline just to come to the Salmon Bay Village. And we know that city leadership and regional leadership will have very close eyes on how this project works. And we'll also keep you updated as it goes. Reporting live in Seattle, Jeremy Harris, KOMO News.
Seattle's fire chief says the city needs to take a harder line against owners of derelict buildings. There was yet another fire this morning at a vacant building on Rainier Avenue. KOMO senior reporter Chris Daniels has the story from Seattle City Hall.
The fentanyl epidemic's strain and the pain of responding to dozens of structure fires has worn down first responders.
It wears on you as an individual. If we had a brown bag, that bag would start to rip.
Seattle Fire Chief Harold Scoggins says his department has now responded to 22 derelict building blazes in 2024, including a fire on Madison that closed that main thoroughfare for weeks. Scoggins says the city is now on pace to shatter a record and that it needs to, perhaps, take a harder line.
They're citing the property owner over and over, and they're not paying their fines. I think we should be willing to take intentional steps to abate the problem. And sometimes to abate the problem means you have to demolish the building. We have to do something different.
Scoggins suggests the city enhance a 2023 vacant structure ordinance, which increased fines on owners of blighted buildings.
You have some of the vacant buildings, but then you have generally properties that are a nuisance.
Seattle Council member and Public Safety Chair Bob Kettle says further steps are needed. Is that something you can do on a council level?
What we can't have is somebody die unnecessarily because we didn't take actions to address the situation that we know is a problem.
Do you believe, as the fire chief, that this city is safe?
Do I feel like it's safe for me? I do. If I asked my wife to walk the same routes I walk around the city, my wife would probably say it's not as safe as she would like it to be.
Others feel the same way too, which is why this issue will continue to smolder in and out of City Hall. In Seattle, Chris Daniels, KOMO News.
The vacant building legislation went into effect in November and was backed by Mayor Bruce Harrell. His office told KOMO News today that it is working with the city attorney and the council to further reduce the health and safety impacts of derelict buildings.
Right. We received so many questions from many of our viewers about this multi-million-dollar project that I took those questions directly to Mayor Angela Burney today. And now she tells me that they are adding a lot of housing options here in the city of Redmond, and she really wants to make sure that they're doing it at all income levels.
An exchange of property for something like this is always very quick.
Mayor Angela Burney tells me the city had to buy this light for light rail to come through, but light rail's only using a portion of it. So the city planned all along to add housing on the rest of it. Plymouth Housing is now the partner agency, expected to create 100 new units here.
This is a 100-unit apartment building. I would expect 5 times the amount of crime.
Is that anticipated to bring 100 currently homeless people off the street?
It could. It could also be individuals who are feeling some stress with their housing security.
Mayor Burney tells me the units will be designated mostly for seniors and those with disabilities.
It is free housing for the homeless, and if they're drug addicted and there's no restrictions on doing drugs in the premises, that is low barrier.
And the city tells me this space would offer services that normally come with permanent supportive housing, things like job training, education, and health services. What's your biggest fear with this project moving forward?
It will increase crime, and no matter what they say.
Al Rosenthal and others will get the opportunity to let the city know exactly what they think about this project during public hearings, but right now, the city does not have a timeline for that.
And we'll also have reach out to the businesses and individuals around there as well to give some feedback on the good neighbor agreement that they're required to have.
So clearly the mayor is explaining to us that a lot of steps still need to happen, a lot of things they just don't know just yet. But one thing is for sure, in addition to the price they paid for that land, the city's also going to pony up $3.2 million for the new building. That, she tells me, is a chunk that's coming out of the $10 million the city set aside for helping homelessness and housing people here in the city of Redmond last year. Live in Redmond, Denise Whitaker, KOMO News.